After 7 days, Job spoke, saying,
Oh, why did I not die at birth? Then I will be with the kings who built palaces that now lie in ruins. The small and the great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Why me? The thing I greatly feared has come upon me. Oh God, and what I dreaded has happened to me. Why, Lord? Why me?
Then Job's friend Eliphaz answered,
Think of how you have instructed many. Your words have supported those in trouble. But now, trouble comes to you and you stumble. As for me, I would advise you to seek God, for happy is the man that Almighty God corrects.
Job replied,
A despairing man shall have the kindness of his friends, but my friends have let me down. Show me where I have been wrong. What does your arguing prove? Is there any wickedness on my lips? Have you seen any wickedness from me? What is man that you examine him every morning and test him every moment? I have sinned, Lord. What have I done to you? Why have you made me your target, Father?
Job's friend Bildad answered,
How long will you speak these things? Your words are like wind. Does God meddle with justice? Does God change his judgment? Such is the destiny of all who forget God. The hope of those without God perishes. God will not reject a blameless man or strengthen the hands of the evil man.
Job replied,
How can a man be righteous before God? God is holy and mighty. When he passes me, I cannot see him. Oh, since I'm already found guilty, why should I struggle in vain? There is no one acting as go-between to put my case to God, to remove his rod from me, which is afflicting my soul. I hate my life, so I will complain freely. I will speak of the bitterness in my soul. I wish that I had died.
Meanwhile, Job's friend Zophar answered,
Will your empty talk reduce men to silence? Will no one rebuke you for what you have said? I wish that God would speak up against you. If you would put your heart right with God and be forgiven your sin, then you could lift up your face without shame.
Job replied him,
For truly you are the only wise people, and wisdom will die with you. I have become a laughing stock to my friends, the one who called on God and God answered. God, though you slay me, I will trust in you. I will carry on my ways before you. You are my salvation, for no godless man can stand before you. You are all such miserable comforters. Surely even now my witness is in heaven. I know that my Redeemer lives, and in the end he will take his stand on the earth. When I die, I shall see God. I will see him with my own eyes.
So, these three friends of Job stopped answering him because he believed his life was right with God. And sure, I think, do you think his life was right with God? Another young man that had joined them spoke out, saying,
I am young and you are old, so I was afraid to give you my opinion, as I thought your many years should teach you wisdom, but it is God who gives understanding. Old men are not always wise, nor do the old always understand justice. Listen to me a little longer, and I will show you that there is more to be said on God's behalf. God is excellent in power and in judgment. He will not afflict.
Everyone stopped speaking. Then, God spoke to Job in a whirlwind.
Where were you when I laid foundation to the world? Who determined its measurements? On what white foundations laid? Or who laid the cornerstone? Surely you know. Where were you when the morning stars sang together and the angels shouted for joy? Have the gates of death been made known to you? Have you understood the vast expanses of the earth? Who gives food to the raven when its young cry out to God? Have you given the horse its strength? Do you clothe its neck with flowing mane? Does the hawk fly by your wisdom and spread its wings towards the south in winter? Does the eagle soar at your command and make its nest in an eatable place? The wings of an ostrich flap joyfully. Does not care that a stranger might trample on her eggs. For God did not give her wisdom or a share of understanding.
The Lord continued to question Job about the wonders of his creation, and Job remained silent. Then Job answered the Lord, saying,
Lord, I know you can do everything, and no plan of yours can be withheld. You asked, who is this that gives counsel without wisdom? I have spoken of things that I did not understand, Lord. Forgive me. Things too wonderful for me, which I did not know. Please have mercy on me, Lord.
Surely I have heard you, Job. Then the Lord spoke to his friends.
I am angry with you. We have not spoken what is right as my servant Job has. Job will pray for you, and I will accept his prayer and not deal with you according to your foolishness.
After Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his prosperity, giving him twice as much as he had before. So the Lord blessed the latter days of Job more than his early days. He once again became the wealthiest man in the land. Job lived for 140 years, and then he died.